Hello. Hello. My name is Michael Allegretti, and I am running to be our United States Congressman here in New York's 13th Congressional District, Staten Island in Southwest Brooklyn. You know, if you're like me, don't you want to just know a little bit about the people who are running to represent you? Not through the newspapers, not through the television ads, but one-on-one. And that's what I hope to do over the next few minutes. Share with you my story, who I am, from where I came, and really why I'm doing this. Because at the end of the day, I think it's the motivation of why someone gets into politics that really matters. Because that's why they'll serve well or they won't. I was born and raised here. I was born and raised in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, and I live now in Rosebank. I love this place. I love everything about it. And we have such diverse districts, both on Staten Island and in Brooklyn. And I've been so happy to spend so much of my life on both sides of our Verrazano Bridge. Going back to a little boy, I used to play baseball. My father, he taught me how to throw a ball at a young age. Probably wasn't the thing I was best at, but I loved doing it. Went to public school 185 over on 86th Street and Ridge Boulevard. It was a great public school. I remember being so impressed by the fact that this public school had this roof garden because all the parents chipped in and bought some trees and put them up on the top of the roof so that all of us who were there during the day would have a park to play in, even though it was entirely a concrete playground down below. Always stayed with me. As I went through childhood, I went on to Poly Prep, which is a school over in Brooklyn for high school. Played football, edited the newspaper, had a girlfriend, had the same life as I guess a lot of people in high school do, playing some sports, socializing with friends. I didn't really have an interest for politics back then or for government. I was more concerned with my grades and getting into college and really just being a normal teenager. But that interest did get sparked right around 16 years old, towards the end of high school, when I did an internship down in Washington. And it was at that time I saw, as a young kid, that there was something good that could actually come from government. I mean, as a teenager, government wasn't affecting me in any way. I was just going about my life and going to school like many other young kids. But I saw that summer, there were a lot of people down there working really long hours and really passionate about what they believed. And they were arguing all the time, I remember thinking to myself, but they had these ideas and they seemed to really care about them. I thought, well, maybe one day I should do that too. But I put that thought aside, went on to college, Boston College, up in Boston, obviously, studying history, Chinese history, Russian history, European history. I was fascinated by history, where people came from, what their lives were like. We have so much diversity here in Staten Island and Brooklyn. And to learn about the histories of people who were in my neighborhood who I didn't even know their cultures, well, that's what really drove me when I was in college. Those experiences are still with me, those stories. And as I work through my campaign now and I knock on doors of Russian immigrants or Chinese voters or Italian voters, I have a window into their lives beyond here in America. And it's really helpful. It helps inform my decisions. I believe it'll make me a better representative, because you have to look backwards first before you run forward. Later on, I went to Harvard University studying public policy, trying to figure out, how do you make good policy? And the answer is you don't make it. It's not something that you do in a back room. And I think that's a big misconception we see today. We've got these huge bills coming out of Congress that no one's read. And they're made by people who do this professionally. And I appreciated that time in grad school, understanding the process of how bills are created and how you make legislation, but I don't think that's what a lawmaker should be doing. I think a lawmaker needs to provide a vision for how to take a place, this economy, different aspects of America from where they are now to where they need to go. Not get into the minutiae of special interest giveaways and all the things we see right now in this legislative process. Throughout that time in my life in school and as a young boy, my family was and still is to this day the single most important thing to me. I've got a great family, a big Italian family. My father's passed. He died when I was 20 up at college. His name was Alfred, and my uncle as well. His name was Victor. He died about 4 or 5 years ago now. Those two men were titans in my life. They were a huge presence, and they still are. They built our family business from a small heating oil company in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, to a massive business that helped so many people, did a good, honest day's work, and gave great customer service. And it's that lesson, that notion of good customer service, that comes back to me when I'm thinking about how to be a good representative. My uncle would tell me how, people couldn't pay their heating oil bills, and I'm sure a lot of people right now can't pay their Con Ed bills and their various bills on their plates. I know I'm struggling, we're all struggling. My uncle would extend credit to so many people and say, you pay when you can. I just want to keep you as a customer. That's the most important thing. Probably wasn't the best thing for business. It's the truth. But it helped a lot of people, and in the long run, it was good for our company, it was good for our community. And I guess that's what it's about. You can't, whether it's in politics, whether it's in business, whether it's in family, do the short-term thing all the time for the quick gain. We've got to have a long view on all of these policy issues and all of these challenges facing our community. And that is precisely what is missing right now in Washington, D.C. From the White House to Congress, from Democrats to Republicans, I see short-term survival as the chief goal of our politicians, not the long-term good of this community and this country. Those lessons from childhood, you're thinking about the ones that you have in your own life, they stay with you throughout your life. They make you the person you are. I live in Rosebank now. I have a wonderful girlfriend named Paula. She, I guess I'll say she enjoys the challenges of the campaign trail, but she's been a real pillar of strength to me. I love her very much. And my mother, Linda, who still lives in Brooklyn, she's been working overtime to help my campaign, but much more importantly, to be that other pillar of strength for me, to remind me to take a step away from the campaign, to take a step away from my life in the private sector, and focus on those things that do truly matter. That one thing, family. I was raised Catholic and still am a proud Catholic today. St. Anselm's was, first St. Patrick's, then St. Anselm's in Brooklyn, and now St. Mary's and Rosebank are the churches that I've gone to throughout my time here. And religion's important, spirituality is important. These notions of being grounded individuals. I look down at Washington, I don't see grounded individuals. I see people getting ethics charges on both sides of the aisle. I see people yelling across the aisle at one another when 1 out of 10 of us doesn't have a job. When people can't afford their health insurance. And by the way, the new health care bill, it's only bringing the premiums up. Thanks to this bill, things are getting worse for most people. I see people yelling at one another. Well, we just threw away nearly $1 trillion for jobless stimulus. When is it going to end? There is a palpable frustration. It's not an anger. It's a frustration. When I go door to door, I've been to over 5,000 homes, over 750 businesses. Some people are angry. Some people are excited about the fact that they know a change is coming. But so many are just saying, oh, what does it matter? There's no light at the ends of the tunnel right now. Or at least that's what most people think. They say, why even vote? When the right says one thing and the left says the other, and neither of them actually do what they say. Well, I agree. And it's precisely why I'm doing this. I've left my career in the private sector and business to come and serve our community, our neighborhoods. And I want you listening today to be a part of that. I want your ideas. I want you to help inform what I get out there and fight for. We can fix this economy. We can actually get health care that works. We can stop illegal immigration, and we can make legal immigration all the better. We can deal with energy. We can make Wall Street more responsible, but still a lifeblood of this economy. We can improve the quality of life, rehabilitate the North Shore, improve the South Shore, revitalize parts of Brooklyn. We can do all of this, but we've got to change the field of play. We've got to completely clean house and bring in a new generation of individuals with business experience, individuals who take their guidance, well, from the job description for a congressman, U.S. Constitution, and you, the constituents, the voters, the taxpayers, the people who will ultimately pay my salary. You are my boss. So my simple pledge to you is if you vote for me in the coming days, I will never forget for whom I work, and that's you. I want you to know more about me beyond this story that I've just told you. I want you to see my policy positions, get a feel for who I am. Watch me on the stump, come with me on the stump. Come into my office and share your ideas. The best way to do that is to visit my website as a first step. That's www.allegrettiforcongress.com. It's a very long Italian name, ALLEGRETTIFOR Congress.com. And from that portal, you can do so much. You can visit us on Facebook. You can go through our YouTube videos. You can comment on them, which is the part I like the most, when people communicate back and we get into a conversation about an issue or what's on your mind. You share photos with us. You can read my positions. If nothing else, please, let's be sure we make an informed decision this year. We can't afford not to. We can't afford this administration. We can't afford this Congress. Think of your wallet right now. Think of your family right now. We're all cutting back. We're making the sacrifices to keep ourselves going. We're making adjustments. We're adapting. If we make $1, hopefully we're saving a few cents. In Washington right now, they're taking $1 and they're spending $2. Let's send a real message. Let's clean house. Let's bring in a new generation, not beholden to the party bosses on either side of the aisle. Let's have faith in one another. Let's do it for who really matters, ourselves. I would be truly honored to be your U.S. Congressman, and I ask for your vote November 2nd in this election. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I hope to see you out across Staten Island and Brooklyn. One by one, house by house, business by business, family by family, we will take America back. We will restore this city and this district to all it is supposed to be. Thank you.